What's up, fanatics? We're gonna talk about the um, playoffs, the two games that happened today. Um, First of all, the Ravens and the Patriots played today at 4:25, and the Patriots came away with the win, although it was completely back and forth. And really, it was one of the best games of the year, maybe ever, in the playoffs. So, pretty much identical numbers for both teams. And for the Ravens, you had Joe Flacco going 28 for 45 for 292, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, and was not sacked. And Tom Brady went 33 for 50 for 367, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked twice for 10 yards. And then running wise, the Ravens ran all over the Patriots, and yet they couldn't come away with the win. Justin Forsett had 24 carries for 129 yards, and Brandon Bolden was the Patriots' leader in rushing. He had 3 carries for 7 yards. So obviously the running game wasn't going because the Ravens have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 20-some games now. Receiver-wise, Torrey Smith, 3 receptions for 62 yards. Steve Smith Sr. had 3 receptions for 44. Now, New England, this is where it turned out to be major. Rob Gronkowski had 7 receptions for 108 yards and a touchdown. Along with Danny Amendola, he had 5 receptions for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. And it reads on ESPN that the play from where Brady passed Edelman and went to Amendola was supposed to be illegal. But again, you can't really do much about that. And again, I love the Ravens. The Ravens are my absolute favorite team. But we've had a depleted secondary all year long. And last week against Pittsburgh, it was completely amazing. This week against New England, obviously, if you're gonna try to outscore Tom Brady, that's not gonna happen. In all honesty, it's not. So, but it was a great. If you didn't watch this game, you need to watch it. It'll probably be on NFL Network tonight, tomorrow. But it was a great game to watch. If you didn't, so. The Patriots were going to face the winner of the Broncos and the Colts. And then, I'll do the Sunday games tomorrow night, just like I'm doing tonight. The second game was the Panthers versus the Seahawks. That was a late game tonight. Obviously, Panthers are 7-8-1. Nobody thought they deserved to be in the playoffs. But Russell Wilson and Cam Chancellor starred in this game. And the Seahawks rolled into the title game. We said, both of these guys, Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, can make plays. The difference is, and I agree with a lot of ESPN analysts too, the difference is Russell Wilson looks to pass first to make big plays. Cam Newton looks to use his athleticism to run a lot of the time. But Cam Newton went 23 for 36 for 246, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Sacked twice for 16 yards. Russell Wilson went 50 for 22, 268, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 2 sacks for 20 yards. Not much of a running game. Jonathan Stewart had 13 carries for 70 yards. Marshawn Lynch had 14 carries for 59. Again, the big winner was on offense was Javon Curse. He had 3 receptions for 129 and a touchdown. And Luke Wilson, 4 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. And there was a lot of speculation that this would be a tight game because all the Panthers teams have been tight. But in the beginning, it was completely defensive. I don't remember what the score was at half. I think it was 14-10 Seattle. I'm not gonna say that for sure, but I think that's what it was. And Seattle was just dominant. I mean, even though the 12th man was predominantly out in the first half, it was, and if it wasn't a sign of things to come, you had Jonathan Stewart on the first play from scrimmage for the Panthers. He fumbled out of bounds. So that was probably a sign of things to come. Now, the Seahawks ended up winning 31-17. But I mean, don't underestimate the Panthers. I mean, I don't agree with the fact that they were so hyped up that they beat a team like the Cardinals, who had a 4th-string quarterback in. And yes, he was 4th string because Logan Thomas was ahead of him in the depth chart. But don't underestimate these guys because they're good. I mean, I live in North Carolina right now. So there's a lot of bandwagon fans for the Panthers, and I would understand why. Personally, I love Cam Newton. I love Philly Brown. Jonathan Stewart is from Oregon, which is my favorite college. By the way, I'll talk about the Oregon-Ohio State National Championship in a different video. But as far as this goes, what are you going to say? I mean, the Panthers were overmatched in the beginning. But that's going to be about the end of this video. Tomorrow night, I'll come back and do the Packers and Packers and Cowboys game, and then the Indianapolis and Denver game. 2 great matchups. I suspect they'll be great matchups. And then Monday, right after National Championship, immediately after it's over, I'll get my thoughts on that. And then, I'll do other sports as well. It's kind of mixed on the teams that I like in each sport because, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and living in North Carolina right now, so it doesn't really match anything. To keep this straight out, Baltimore Ravens, my favorite football team, one of the best football teams. We're going NBA against the Washington Wizards. I love John Wall, Bradley Beal, all those guys. Baseball, of course, being from Cleveland, it's the Indians. College, obviously, Oregon. I plan to go to Oregon at some point. Right now, it's just job searching. But, yeah, that's it, guys. And tomorrow, like I said, you'll see the Cowboys and Packers at 105. And at 4:40, you'll see the Colts and Broncos. One matchup to watch in that game, though. Dallas and Green Bay, if Aaron Rodgers can play through the calf injury. Because he didn't practice at all. And personally, I think the Cowboys are overrated. And then in the Denver-Indianapolis game, look out. If Peyton Manning has Julius Thomas back for that game tomorrow, watch out. Because don't forget, before Julius Thomas went down with injury, he led the league in touchdowns. So, but also realize that Peyton Manning didn't practice last week either. And that Denver defense is pretty good too. So we'll do that. I'm thinking about doing reaction to the Super Bowl, maybe. Just putting the Super Bowl on and then streaming for my reactions, depending on who gets there. But anyways, that's all. That's all for today, fanatics. So I will see you guys later.